we've been talking a lot about taking
not paleo, just no sugar, no grain. Just want to clarify.
You're no sugar, no grain.
I do the topic.
Taking your last name or not taking your last name. And I was reading a really interesting article in the Times about how like women are more likely to keep their names if they're older, not religious, have children from a previous marriage, or have advanced degree and an established career. Of the times since 1990, 18% of those who were under 30 when they married kept their names, compared with 31% of those in their 30s and 40s. It was like 44%.
Okay.
So almost half. So the older you are, the more likely you are to keep your own name. And we haven't thought about it, but like I've been very clear that like I don't want to take your name. I want to be Jackie Manti, and you want me to.
And like I even I'm like, just change it on your license.
Mm-hmm.
As a writer, you can be Jackie Manti. Your byline for journalism can be Jackie Manti. I don't care. I just think that governmentally you should be Jackie Golak.
Well, tell me a little bit about why you feel that way. Like, is it just governmental, or is there emotion involved with it?
I just really don't have a long diatribe. To me, it's pretty fair because I think that's
you don't have a long diatribe about something. What?
But I mean, I'll probably find my way into one. But but like, I guess my point is,
if anyone can find a diatribe, it's
I'll dig one up. But the only thing that really makes me upset about stuff like this, and I'm not saying you in particular, but you a little bit, where it's like, I feel like anytime a man wants something or something traditionally is given to a man, and I'm not saying in everything, because there obviously is plenty of stuff that we should fight against. You know, I'm not a big fan of tradition for tradition's sake, but right. I'll just say that I feel anytime like last name is brought up, because that's generally the woman taking the man's last name, it's always like, you don't own me. This goes back to medieval times when my dad would sell me to you for cows and all blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, yeah, I don't care about any of that. And I don't think about any of that at all. To me, it just is like, I mean, things that we're doing now that you don't have a problem with. Like, we're about to combine bank accounts. I'm sure eventually we'll file taxes together.
I'm wearing a white dress.
Well, no. Well, hold on. Let me get into that in a second. So basically, but like we're combining things. Like we're combining our bank account. We live together. Like I'm sure, like if I get invited to a wedding, it's just assumed like, yeah, you're my plus one. Like I don't have to find a date. Like we're connected. So I guess to me, like that there's just something about if we're making a dinner reservation or we're ordering a pizza or whatever. It would be nice that just if I'm calling, just put it under Golak. Just put it under Golak. Is it under Justin? Is it under Manti? Is it under Jackie? Like, we're just the Golaks now. And I guess I kind of care that it's my name, but I don't even care that much. I'm just saying, since it's kind of arbitrary, let's just kind of go the way most people go just to make it like less confusing societally. Like, because then if we're like the Mantis, people are like, oh, so you're a Manti? It's like, no, actually what we're doing, and just like you said with the beer, it's like you don't even want to talk about it. Let's be the Golaks.
Well, I don't want you to take my name.
But
like,
my point,
if you don't care, why are you? And you want to see us as a unit?
Because
why wouldn't you add my name?
But
Manti Golak?
That's the second point that I want to go to. The first point is just it does make me feel closer to you the same way all these other things combining make me feel closer to you. This would just make us feel more like a family, more like a unit, more like we're combining our lives together.
I guess
Hold on, just let me finish, and then. Whatever, like, I didn't let you go off on fucking my topic with all your shit about yelling at people, yelling at kids, making a ruckus like an old lady. I told you I'd find a diatribe.
No, you're like, I just have a one-sentence thought about this.
I don't think I've used a period yet, at least in my mind. This has been one long run-on sentence, so I think I'm in the clear.
All right, continue.
But basically...
I just want to make sure I have time to say my stuff.
Jackie, I mean, that's the best thing about podcasts. We can go for 5 hours. There's no producer yelling at me like, we got to get to the nighttime roundup. You guys got to close off.
Top 10.
Come on, wrap it up. So we're already running long. We're gonna fucking run this thing into the ground, baby. So here's the thing. These are important topics. It's race and our wedding, the two most important topics in America
that all our listeners care about.
So the thing is, it's like it means something to me. It's just this one more kind of nice combination that brings us together that just makes us like a unit. We're the Golaks. But yeah, when I get pressed on like, but why not this? Or if it's this, then why? To me, that's when I get mad of like, why'd I have to ask your dad? Like, you made me ask your dad. Why do we have to have a wedding?
To
I
get
would be
married,
fine
you mean?
eloping. Why are you wearing a white dress? Why? All these little things you want. I'm like, I don't know. I just want it. I want it. Why can't I want something? And why is what you want being like, I don't care about tradition, except for this. I do want this and this. And I don't care about tradition, but please ask my dad. And then why can't I say, I also don't care about tradition, but if I could have one thing, can we be the Golaks? That would mean a lot to me. And again, because just like these, fucking baller 30-year-old bitches with jobs that are like, yo, I work for it. I want my name on it. Put your name on your book. Put your name on your business card, Manti meaning. Just can we be Golak on the fucking mailing address, Golak on the driver's license, Golak at dinner reservations? That's all I ask. Golak for those things. Just our life.
Mean, totally fine with like we order a pizza and we're the Golaks, or like I'm not going to be offended when someone calls me Mrs. Golak who doesn't know I didn't take your name. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I am not offended by it. It's more just that's interesting. I get what you're saying about like the tradition, and like I did ask for, I think the only tradition I've asked for is that you ask my dad. And it was more out of like a respect for him and my mom as parents.
I still really hated it.
Which was pretty, it's really funny though that I still have held on to that, and I'm like a 31-year-old grown woman, But anyway, I just think that the onus is on the woman in this situation to like give up. To me, for me, it represents giving up a huge piece of my identity, and an identity that I have worked really hard to live within and create and build, right? Like with technology, and you have said like you get that piece of it, like professionally with the way the internet works, and I've built the way even just writing works, like my byline is so important. Like that's money.
I mean, do you understand? I'm not asking you to give up any of that.
Totally. But like I'm just outlining why I feel the way I do. So this is my diatribe, okay?
Ugh.
So shut the fuck up. So I just feel like
bossy.
Professionally hashtag.
When I do it, it's a diatribe. When you do it, it's bossy.
I know. Fuck this.
I'm just kidding. Jesus fucking Christ.
You are like the old men sports announcers, but with women.
She's
a bossy bitch.
She's a bossy one. Can't get her off her soapbox. She's one bossy lady. You watch out for her. You talk as much as you want. You have a penis.
We would like to hear your take,
we
sir.
would like to hear your penis talk. Does your penis have anything to say about this?
That's so funny. But so professionally, like, and you get that. Like, it just makes sense to have it. But it is such an emotional thing for me because I am a Manti. Like, that's what I've always been. It's who I am. Like, that's my name. And, like, more so than any, I don't know why. I don't know why it's the name. Maybe because it's a word, and, like, that's what I so identify with in life, are fucking words, right? But, like, that has, to me, giving that up and, like, becoming, I mean, even the way we phrase it, Mrs. Justin Golak, it's like, who even am I in that situation?
You don't have to
then?
be that. You can just be.
I know, but like, but
you
that's
can be Ms. Jackie
but
Golak.
that is the road we go down when I take that name.
See, that's why you're attaching societal things to it that I'm not asking for.
I know, Justin, but like, I'm gonna get that anyway. I'm gonna stop. Let me talk. I'm gonna get mail regardless. It says Mrs. Justin Golak.
I don't think that's how they send mail anymore. I'm just being honest. I've never seen that.
It totally is for like wedding invites and stuff. But I'm like
maybe
not mad about that. Like I won't get mad about it. But there's something.
You seem all mad about it.
About the, because you're interrupting the shit out of me. There's, fuck, throw something at you. There's something about the taking that away from me and like giving that up.
But Jackie, that's why I get so upset. And honestly, again, it's not going to like end the wedding. It's not going to be something that I stew over, but that's why I get upset, because I've been making it so clear. Obviously, this isn't the first time we talked about it, but like I think this is a good summary of all the past discussions, meaning like I'm saying, yes, everything you've worked for, everything you want to work for, whether I support you mentally, physically, or whatever, it's still your stuff. Anything you do, anything you've created or want to create or work so hard to create or will create, take it. It's yours. Please have it. Please be proud of it. I'm saying that to me this addresses, and obviously getting into the minutia of our relationship will not be interesting, but in a very general sense, I am asking you to give up something. But what I feel like when I'm asking for this very specific part of taking my name, I'm asking you to give up your identity to a group identity. And to me, that is marriage. So to me, it's
yeah,
like,
and
I'm saying
all
that
for that and have combined a lot of things. Like
I know,
we
that's
are
what I'm saying,
combining literally everything else. But it's like, why? How? I just don't understand how
It's
you
important
can't
to me.
see that it's. Why is it your name? Why is it your name?
I
Why
know
can't
that's
it be
what it-
both of our names?
'cause
Like, I don't even
that's
want you to take
so-
Manti. That's so
kale
I'm not-
chips
well,
is to
so-
be.
No. I don't want
the
stop
hyphen
it.
I just
I
hate.
do not want a hyphen. I don't want a hyphen, but your argument is flawed because you're like, we're just combined and like take my name.
It's
Why?
not flawed. It's not flawed because I'm not making that argument. I'm saying
You just did.
I'm saying it's I'm making the argument that we should have the same last name as a family. I don't care what the fuck you do with the rest of your stuff.
There are people who like make up last names.
That's worse than kale chips. That's fucking diet kale chips with sea salt. But like, here's the thing: is like, that's where my argument is that I want it for quote unquote family unity, for lack of for giving up the self for the whole, for us really combining the way a marriage is. My argument, though, it's not flawed because it stipulates everything you're saying. I'm saying you do have a point of why is it your name? Why not hyphen? Why not make up a name? Why don't you take my name? That's when I do make the argument that's not really so much based in reason, but it is based on the fact, I don't know, the same reason I asked your dad, the same reason you're wearing a white dress. That's why it's my name. Not because you're my property, not because I even believe in any of that shit from the past, not even because I'm religious, but because for some reason that name fits like the way I'm sure when you've talked to me about how beautiful you feel in your white dress, about how even though it was dumb, how much it meant for you to have me ask your dad. That's how it would feel to have my name on the name. It's all based on emotion. That part of it is pure emotion. The rest of it has reasoning behind it. I agree. That is pure emotion. And if you can get behind it, it won't ruin my life. But that's when I don't have an argument for it, but I wish you could respect that and just be like, if it does mean that much to me, I'd like you to have it. Let's work on a compromise of how I have it. And that's why when you're just like, I'm not going to do it, that's what hurts my feelings. If you're like, let's go to the table, I got some more places I want my name, and we're going to like kind of pare down where your name goes, I'm welcome to that conversation because I recognize you are giving up a lot. I'm just saying I can't. I have no argument other than it's emotional.
No, and that's great. That's why I wanted to talk about it on air because I think a lot of people struggle with this, and it's really interesting just to hear both sides, right? And like, I think that personally, for me, it's such a struggle because I feel so powerless sometimes against. I mean, we've been talking about how I want to eat more vegetarian, right? And like that is a direct reaction to the fact that like the climate is rocketing out of control, and I feel so powerless against something so huge, and our food is a lot of what contributes to climate change, right? So I'm like, okay, all I can do is in myself. So can I eat less meat, eat more plants, or try to eat more sustainably? Fuck yeah. Can I be a better person to the people I love? Hell yeah, that's how you make the world a better place, right? Is like personally. So with women's issues and like women just, I don't know, trying to feel more equal, everything I do and feel, so it just happens so slowly, right? And like for me, this personal choice feels like one way I am like defending myself against all the fucked up stuff that happens to women in this world. And I know it's just, I empathize with you and I get it. And like, you're right. You did not want to ask my dad, but you did it. And like, that meant, you're right. It meant the world to me that you stood there and did that. And like, for me. And I get it. I just,
and that's why I'm trying to that's why I still want it and won't give up asking until it's that day. But that's why I'm willing to make so many concessions, because I do want you to have that autonomy as a woman, but I also would like something, if we're going to do this thing, I'd like the one dumb thing I want to happen in some way. And if it doesn't, it's fine, because I'm sure you would still marry me even if you had to wear jeans and a t-shirt. So that's why I'm willing to do this for you. Like, I don't need it, but it would mean a lot to me. It really, really would. And I guess just from like, this is like the practical point, but it really is only like 1% of it. I don't know. I'm just from a small family. So like we need more Golaks. There's so many goddamn Mantis in Marion. There's like 4 Golaks in Cleveland. Come on. Join the team.
I really, if we had a child, I would it would have your name. You know what I mean?
You
like,
always
it's not
say that,
it's just
but
so, it's
then
just
I
me
would
as
want you to have it even more, because I don't want Golak Manti, little Golak.
I feel like this is the last thing. Falling in love and being in love and just trying to manage a relationship that feels equitable has always been hard for me.
Yeah.
Like, you've experienced that with me. We've grown together through that. Like, I'm always on the defensive, and it comes from just being a woman in this world, right? And like, I think that there are certain struggles that we have to go through that I don't know if you'll ever understand, and you do your fucking best, and that's why I'm marrying you, is because you try to get it. And like, but this seems like one of them. And the wedding, I've always put off getting, I put off getting married because I haven't met someone I wanted to marry yet. But you know what I mean? But like, I have not wanted to get married because I didn't want to address these issues. I didn't want to talk about, we're not getting married. We're having no mention of God or Jesus in our wedding ceremony. And that's perfect for us. That's not what we want.
But a lot of Allah.
Shut up.
So much Allah.
But like, that's something that like, I know my parents who are there will notice. And it sort of breaks my heart that like, I'm sorry, I'm not the same. And like, my spirituality is so different, or like, and that's something that now I have to answer and stand up for, right? Or like, the wedding dress thing was something that I really struggled with, where I'm like, I don't want to wear white because like, fuck that. Like, that's
because you've been fucking.
Because I've been fucking.
You
well, just like the representation
way you suck dick,
of
you ain't pure.
Shut up. Oh my God, Justin. The virginity in this, in our society and our idea of what, of
work balls
protecting
and wear
women
white,
and like,
working balls like that wearing
stop
white.
it. Let me talk about virginity. Just the way we protect it, and we don't protect it in boys. It's such bullshit. And so like, the white dress to me represented that. But then I was like, this is so romantic to me, and it's beautiful. And like, I love the it's like art almost. Like, the symbolism of this white dress is like a new life. Like, so there was a way I just really had to think about it and like face it and like come up with my own answer for whether I wanted to or not. Right. And so this is kind of the last hurdle where it's like, I really can't, like, I don't know if I can. But so then I struggle with it like I have everything else, where it's like, am I being a good partner through this decision, or like, am I just ahead of my time? Like, I would love it if we got to a point where like, you didn't even need to feel that way, because it would be like, oh, that's just not what we do anymore. And how do we get there? By women like me saying, we don't need to do that. We are a unit no matter what. It's sort of like the pool thing, like, we're a family, even if we don't have a matching name.
That's why, you know why, and the reason I'm marrying you is because I think you do rarely do this, but this is when I think you kind of go against kind of what you always say. And I don't think you do this a lot. I think you do usually stick to this. And again, this is what I love about you, is that you'll say like, feminism is about choice. And to me, if you, and I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying you got 4 weeks. You've heard everything I want to say. Just think about it. Really. Just think about it. And I'm just saying, like, I think that, well, whatever. But the point is, it's like, feminism is about choice and about that idea that, like, you can support women wanting to keep their name even if you haven't.
Right, totally.
The same way you can have a job and still support a woman who wants to be a stay-at-home mom if it's her choice. It's not about you have to work, or else that's just a tyranny of a different end. So that's my whole point, is like, I don't think you usually make stands for the cause when it's something you may or may not want to do. I'm not saying you do or don't want to take my name. I'm just saying, like, you know me, but you know me, you know why I want it. You know how I feel, and I think it resonates with you. And I'm not saying you're going to change your mind. And like I said, I'm not saying you have to.
No, it's fine.
But I am saying, like, I
think
think you should think about it, and I think you should realize, like, it should be about me, and it should be about us. And you don't really owe anyone anything, and you could still, through your art, through your work, through just your general attitude of just talking to people on a one-to-one basis and being who you are, I think you can stand up for those issues and those rights and those decisions while possibly deciding to make a decision that is not that decision necessarily.
I love what you're saying. I get it. I don't think, I've thought about this a lot, and I don't think it's for other people. In fact, I think if I wanted to do it for other people, it would be, I would take your name. You know what I mean? Like, it's so just such a, I'm just, such a wall is up against it, where like, it's not even like a negative wall. Like, it's just like a self-love wall. And because I have that self-love, because I know who I am. I've worked so hard to become the Jackie Manti that I am, and like own that name, own
Just
who I am,
don't feel
right?
like I'm asking you to give up any of that.
I know you're not, but like I feel like I'm going to be a better lover to you if I maintain that. You know what I mean? Because it's like a pillar inside of me that keeps me grounded.
Well,
right? And
you've
then
said it's a wall and you've said it's a pillar, and I really do feel like it's more of a wall and a pillar than a pillar. Should we move on to topic 3?
Yeah.
That's all I'd ask you to look.
That's interesting.
I'd ask you to look inside yourself at that, because I think, and I'm not saying every time we have a fight it's your fault and it's based on some sort of walling off, but I am saying you did call it a wall and then you called it a pillar. I think it's more of a wall than a pillar. I think it's more of a block. It's more of a defense than it is.
Yeah, I just don't think that's true, and I think that that's too easy of a description of what that like self-value
So
is.
you're saying it's a load-bearing wall? It's a pillar and a wall.
I don't know what a load-bearing wall is.
Meaning it's a wall, but it does support. So it's a pillar and a wall. That was a great fucking.
So
that was a
wall
great
maybe
analogy.
isn't the right word, but it is the foundation that has built me to the type of woman that I
How
am.
do you know
that is
foundation
stop
and you
it.
don't know
That's-
load-bearing wall?
That's such a good partner to you. You know what I mean? So like that. I just think
I don't think that's
I'm
true.
a better partner when I feel good and like strong in myself, and that represents that to me. Let's go to topic 3.
I think I'm a better partner when I get what I want. It's just, to me, and again, would you marry me without a white dress? I really do think so. Would I marry you wearing jeans and a t-shirt? Yes. I'm just saying, if there's anything, even small things that you envisioned at your wedding or you envisioned happening when you got married or whatever, I always envisioned, and again, as someone just like you that never thought I would get married, thought the institution was dumb, didn't get married to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons, and then found you and went, this is it. I want to do it now. I fucking get it. And have even talked on my podcast at length about why I'm into it, why I think people who are against it are kind of dumb now, why, all that shit. And to me, as much as I didn't think it would ever be for me, I did always have that thing that I'm sure you had, even in your anti-marriage stances, that like, well, if I ever do, it's this. And to me, my one thing was, if I ever do, wear the Golex. And that would just feel so good to me. It'd feel real special and something I'd really care about. All right, topic 3.
I just think you're going to get that anyway.
I mean,
someone already called me Mrs. Golak on Facebook. Like, and I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad. It's just like, that's going to happen regardless. So you're going to get it without, like, I'm still Jackie Manti.
But my point is, I think my point is even stronger then. Because my point is, like, then I would be a stronger partner to you. If you added on your license and it was just something for that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's on your license, it's, I mean, maybe for a bouncer here and there, but besides that, it's just for me. It's just for you. You use your name everywhere else. I'm saying I'm the kind of guy that if you were doing let's say, we take FemComPod on the road and we're doing an interview, and she's like, and the reporter's like, so you guys want me to list you as just like Mr. and Mrs. Golak? I'd be like, no, you can. I would say you can list me as Justin Golak. You can list her as Jackie Manti. We use those names professionally. Mm-hmm. I would stand up for your autonomy in your name, because that's what I want from the name exchange or the name taking, is like, it's literally just between us. I don't need to prove anything to the world. And so that's why I don't think it would like lessen that stronghold in you, because in fact, I would become another support beam. Meaning, like, if someone called you, like you say,
my pillar foundation wall,
I would be another pillar. I'd stand up and be like, I got the wall too, boo. Like, that's my point, is like, you can say, well, people are going to call me that. Listen, if you took my name the way I wanted you to, I would be the one that when someone makes that quote unquote mistake, I'd be like, oh, you can still refer to her as Manti. You should refer to her as Manti. That's what she wants to be called. So that's my point, is like,
yeah.
But to be honest, when we talk about what would change if we do this or do that, I would be, because I didn't get it the way I wanted it. And I'm not saying out of retribution, meaning just like, I have none of it. I have no you taking my name at all. I don't even get a little taste of it. I would, like, as soon as someone made that mistake, I'd be like, ooh, it's a little bit. And that's kind of what you're saying. You're saying, like, well, people make a mistake, you can take it. I'm like, I'd rather correct them and be a pillar for your autonomy publicly, and then just privately between us, you have that name. It's something we share. We're the Golaks between us. And to me, that just, again, like, you get to keep so much of your pillar,
I still don't know
and then you have
why
me
you
as a
need-
bonus pillar.
You need it on my license. You know what
Just
I mean?
I mean, I'm using license meaning like you actually go down and change it. I don't actually need to see it on your fucking license, but just literally like you've changed it. You're Golek for me,
I mean, like, if
and you're Manti to the
like,
rest of the world.
If I got a hotel for us, I'd be like, it's the Golaks. You know, like, I would do that anyway.
But that's the whole point, because now you get to the whole down to the reason why we're getting married. We're getting married because we love each other, right? But isn't 10% of it all that other shit? Meaning, like, dude, we don't want to be 40 filing separate tax returns. We don't want to be 40 fucking not being able to, like, well, that hopefully doesn't happen in their 40s. I just couldn't think of a 40-year-old
in
thing.
the hospital.
Yeah, we don't. Well, she's not my wife, but we've been together for 30 years. Can I go like fucking visit her while she's dying? All that shit that the gays fought for us. But you know what I mean? Like, that's another. I'm not saying that there's not love and excitingness for this emotional and spiritual pairing. I'm just saying, though, that's part of it. And so that's the other thing of, like, okay, reserve the whole hotel under the Golaks. And then I'm running late, surprise, and you got to check in. And it's like, well, do you have something with that name on it? Well, we're going to have to wait for your husband then. I'm just saying that's the whole point, is like, do it in the ways that affect our life.
That phrase, we're going to have to wait for your husband.
Exactly. Wouldn't that suck more than to have my name?
No, I'd be like, you know, hey, let's talk about the social contract.
Oh my God. But do you understand my whole point? My whole point is, like, literally when you do it that way, it seems like a bigger thing, but really it only affects the things in life
I get what you're
that
saying.
affect me and you. Everything else outside of me and you, you could call yourself Boo Boo Honeycutt. It doesn't matter.
That's totally what I wanted to our like
all
new last
right,
name.
fucking, it's gonna be
Justin
circular.
Boo Boo Honeycutt.
All right, we're definitely gonna revisit
Boo Boo
this.
hyphen Honeycutt.
I'm gonna marry you no matter what, but we're gonna keep revisiting this issue,
Yeah,
and
I
hope we can find a compromise.
My mind.
I think that hurts my feelings, because not that you wouldn't change your mind, but I think you should think if it's no, I'm fine. But when you say it like that, I think you should entertain the idea of some sort of compromise on this issue. And I think what you have now isn't a compromise.
So
I think it's you getting exactly what you want.
Asking my dad to marry me was that I would be with you and we would talk about. Actually, you really didn't even say much.
Whoa, I said stuff.
You said like two things.
Doesn't matter. You act like your dad is this like gregarious guy, and he's just sitting talking circles around me. I'm just there like, I don't know what to say. It was awkward for everyone. It's a quiet man versus a nervous, awkward boy and some girl that wants something for some reason because of some novel she read, I'm assuming.
What?
You know?
No, that's tradition.
But I did it. That's what I'm saying. What's the you sitting with me talking to your dad in an awkward situation
equivalent
version of the name? And to me, the not caring if people make a mistake isn't good enough for me. It's good enough meaning I'm going to fucking marry anyways. But